In the previous lecture, we have seen how to use the before show day option to make weekends or weekdays non-selectable and also specific dates non-selectable. So while discussing the before show day option, I have already mentioned that the function returns an array where the first value will be true or false based on whether the date is selectable or non-selectable, and the second value is a class name which will be added to the specific date. So in this lecture, we are going to see how to use the before show day option to style the holidays as we want. That is, in the previous lectures, we have seen how to make dates non-selectable, but suppose we want to mark all holidays text in red color as we see normally in a calendar. We want to mark all holidays or we want to mark all Sundays in red color. So in this lecture, we will see how to use the before show day option to style our holidays. So before that, let me introduce you to a utility function called format date. So in the previous lecture, to format the date as we want, what we have done, we have collected the date, month and year from the date object using getDate, getMonth and getFullYear methods, and then we appended using plus with the hyphens at the correct points. So instead of this, you can use the format date utility function to implement the same in a very efficient and simpler way. So let me comment up to this, okay, and let me copy this because I want to make the same variable name. And what I can do is I can specify $datepicker.formatDate. That is the name of the utility function. Then I have to specify the required format. So we want it in DMYY. Here, if I have a leading 0 in the dates, I have to specify DD. Similarly, for month as well, if I specify like 01 or 07, I need to specify MM. And here I am specifying YY because otherwise we will get the value like 16, 17 like that. So we want it in 4 digits. That is why I am specifying YY and I just have to specify date. So these 4 lines of code can be replaced with this one line of code if we use the format date utility function offered by jQueryUI to format the date as we want. Let me see that. See, November 24th is a holiday and December 25th is also non-selectable. Okay, so I was just trying to introduce you to the format date utility function. Now, what is our requirement? We want to mark all Sundays in red color. Okay, that is the text color should be changed to red. So what we can do, we can add the second item in this array and specify it as a class name, and within that CSS class we can style the date as we want. So let me copy these lines of code because I want to mark Sundays in red color. Okay, let me remove this as well, and here let me specify this and let me comment this for the time being because I am implementing the first section only. Okay, so we want to mark all Sundays in red color. So here it should be 0 because this day will return a number starting from 0 to 6 and 0 is for Sunday. And suppose I don't want to make it non-selectable. I want to make it selectable itself, but I want to style it. So here I can specify a class name and let me specify it as style holiday because it will be a more generic name. And here I need to add the CSS class named style holiday. So let me add the style tag and the name of the class is style holiday. So I need to have a dot as it is a class name. And what I want to change the color to red. And I just want to change the text color to red. All other styles should be the same. So I need to add UI state default class because this will add all the default properties as it is. Okay. Now let's save this and check, refresh, click, see, Sundays are marked in red color. I think we are not able to differentiate this easily. So let me also change the background color to some other color. So let me make it black and see, refresh, click, see. Now all Sundays are styled in a different way, right? As you see here, all Sundays are styled like this. Suppose in addition to Sundays, we also want to mark these holidays in red color and make them non-selectable. So how we can do that? We can copy this so that we can check whether this value is there in this holidays array. So let me copy this, paste it here, and instead of using this in array method, I am going to use the index of method this time. So how I can implement that? I want to make it non-selectable, so the value should be false, and I'm going to use the ternary operator to check whether I need to add the style holiday class or not. So how I can implement that? I can specify holidays dot index of non-selectable date, which means it will check whether this value is there in this array, and if it is not there, which means it will return -1, then I don't have to add any class. Otherwise, I have to add the class style holiday. Hope you know this ternary operator. It is like if else only. So this condition will be checked. If this returns true, this will be executed, and if it returns false, this will be executed. So what does this mean? If holidays.index of non-selectable date means it will check this value in this holidays array, and if it is not present, it will return -1. So equal equals -1 means this date is not there in the holidays array, so we don't have to style it because it is not a holiday, right? And if it returns false means this value is present in this holidays array, which means that particular date is a holiday, and hence we want to style it using this class name. Now let's save. Let me refresh. Let me click. Okay, now all the dates became non-selectable. Why? Here the date is shown in red color, but all the dates became non-selectable. What we want? We want only these holidays in this array needs to be non-selectable, right? So what we can do? We can cut this from here, okay, and add it over here, and let us add one more condition, else if holidays dot index of is not equal to -1, which means if the date is present in this array, then what we need to do? We need to return this, which means holidays will be made non-selectable and it will be styled. And for the other date, what we want to do? We need to return true, okay? And here now we don't have to check this, right? We are checking it here itself. So we just have to add the class name only, because we are doing this else condition only for the dates that are in the holidays array. So we don't have to again check this condition here. We can directly apply the class style holiday. And now let's check our code. Save, refresh, click, see, all the dates are now selectable and the dates in the holidays array are not selectable, and the style is applied to these items. As you see here, they are non-selectable and also the style is applied. So in this lecture, we have seen how to use the before show day option to style our holidays as we want. We have to add a class and add it as a second item in the array, which will be returned by the function.